Her voice still echoes in my head. I need a break to figure myself out. No contact. I heard the words, but I didn't feel them. She wasn't leaving me. She was leaving the life we'd built together. The silence in the house was deafening. It swallowed her absence, and I found myself staring at the door long after she'd left, the space between us widening with each breath. I respect her journey, I told myself. The words tasted bitter on my tongue, but I said them anyway. It was her choice. She needed space. I could give her that, so I did. I didn't question it. I didn't beg. I didn't call. I only took action. Her things were packed, her clothes, her jewelry, her framed photographs. Everything she had left behind in the rush to figure herself out was carefully boxed. The movers came, and by the time I heard her voice again, there would be no trace of her in this house. Her belongings? Gone. The silence? Perfect. I did what I had to do. The weight of the moment didn't hit me until I saw her mother's post. A family vacation. A picture. Her, laughing, her arms wrapped around him. The one person I never expected to see. Her high school lover. I'd known about him, knew the stories, the late-night whispers. But he was in the past, wasn't he? Apparently not. I stayed calm. I stayed detached. I didn't need to confront her. She had already given me all the answers I needed. I respected her journey. But I had my own path to walk now. I should have felt something. Anger, betrayal, a rush of emotions that would make the earth tremble. But no, I felt nothing. Just a quiet, cold acknowledgement of what was happening. The woman I married? She was already gone. The one standing there, claiming she needed space, had left a long time ago. She had been gone the moment I'd seen that photo. The evidence was clear, even if I hadn't yet confronted it. I didn't let the picture consume me. Instead, I took my time. I didn't rush in with anger or accusations. I simply gathered the pieces, bit by bit, like a puzzle falling into place. I started with the phone records. I'd been watching her behavior, her late-night phone calls, the sudden moments of distance. The one thing that never made sense was how much she hid, how often her phone buzzed with texts, followed by her quickly shutting it down when I entered the room. I traced the numbers. One in particular stood out, a name I'd seen before, her high school lover. I checked their social media. He was tagged in posts, their interactions innocent at first glance, but something wasn't right. Their comments, the way they interacted, it felt intimate in a way that didn't belong in a friendship. I didn't need to confront them. I already had enough. I was calm, deliberate. This was no longer a marriage. This was a game. She had made her move. Now it was my turn. The investigation continued. I didn't ask her about it. I didn't need to. I knew what I needed to do. I was more methodical than she gave me credit for. The DNA test? Ordered. The phone records? Clear. Her phone, left behind after the move, was mine to examine. I read through the messages, the subtle confessions, the inside jokes. How quickly she'd shifted from claiming she needed space to talking in ways that could only be described as intimate. I didn't confront her. I didn't need to. I stayed calm, collected. Every move she made pushed her deeper into a hole she didn't see. I wasn't going to explode in front of her. No, I was better than that. I watched. I listened. I waited. And with each passing day, I knew the moment would come. The moment she would call me. The moment she would expect me to be waiting for her, eager to reconcile. But I wasn't that man anymore. I was a man who had learned the truth, and the truth was cold. It came in a phone call. The phone rang at exactly 7:43 p.m., as if she knew the exact moment I'd be sitting down to dinner alone. Ready to talk? Her voice trembled through the line, as if she was waiting for me to beg. I paused. Let the silence hang. Why did you do it? My voice was flat, detached. The words came out without force, but they carried weight. Do what? She asked. The lie was obvious in her voice. Don't pretend you don't know. Don't pretend you didn't already choose him. The pause on the other end was telling. She didn't have an answer. I found the pictures, the ones you didn't delete. I saw how you were looking at him, how you've been looking at him for months. You didn't need a break, you needed an escape. The silence stretched out longer. I wasn't angry, I wasn't sad, I was just done. I didn't shout, I didn't cry, I didn't even raise my voice. I simply said, I've already shipped your things to your parents' place. I hope you like your space. There was no response. I heard her breath catch, then the faint sound of something shifting on the other end. She didn't have the courage to admit it. I didn't need her to. I didn't need anything from her anymore. I ended the call without a word. I didn't feel relief. I didn't feel satisfaction. I felt nothing. I didn't wait for her to try again. I didn't hope for some emotional breakthrough. The truth was clear. It was always clear. The woman I married never existed. And I was finally free.